If you're dreading the holidays because of infertility or a recent or not so recent miscarriage, or if you just like stories with happy endings, then this video is for you. I want to tell you about the worst Christmas of my life and how it led to the best Christmas of my life, and it all starts with these Christmas jammies. I found out I was pregnant for the first time on New Year's Eve in 2018. We had been trying for a while and I had just finished my first round of clomid. I had the day off, so I went shopping to hit some after Christmas sales and I found 2 pairs of these baby's first Christmas jammies on clearance and I grabbed them both. My cousin had just informed me that she was also pregnant and I was really excited that we would each have new babies the following Christmas. As a midwife, I knew I wasn't in the safe zone yet, but I also knew that statistically, everything would probably be fine. I wrapped my positive pregnancy test and gave it to my husband as a gift on his birthday a few days later. We were absolutely over the moon. I also felt this relief that my body did actually know what to do, it just needed a little push. 2 weeks later, I started bleeding. And it took another 2 weeks to have our worst fears confirmed by ultrasound. I couldn't help blaming myself for the miscarriage. I felt like I jinxed myself from buying these stupid jammies. And then my cousin miscarried and I felt like I'd even jinxed her too. I became really depressed and I struggled to get through my days at work. I remember one of my patients crying because immediately before her prenatal visit with me, she'd had an ultrasound and found out she was having her 4th boy, so she wasn't going to get to have a girl. And as she sat there crying in the exam room, all I could think was, how dare you cry to me about your 4th healthy baby and I don't even have one. We tried several more rounds of clomid thinking it had worked once, surely it'll work again. But each pregnancy test I took was negative and inevitably I would get my period a few days later. September came and with it the due date for my baby that I'd miscarried passed and I cried the entire day. Christmas that year was even harder. I couldn't believe that a whole year had passed and I still wasn't pregnant. To make matters worse, we'd finally started seeing a specialist and I'd just had 2 failed rounds of IUI, or intrauterine insemination. When we went in for our baseline ultrasound in December, we learned that I ovulated early, so we didn't even get to try that month. We traveled to Minnesota for the holidays to spend a week with my family, and I cried every single day. To add insult to injury, my cousin who had miscarried quickly got pregnant again and was now due with her first baby, so I was constantly getting updates from my grandma about if she was contracting or if she'd had her cervix checked. It felt really unfair, and then I would feel guilty for being jealous of my cousin because, of course, I wanted her to get to be a mother. I just desperately wanted to be a mother too. It was easily the worst Christmas of my life. But the next month, a miracle happened. Our IUI in January of 2020 was successful, and after 9 months of absolute anxiety, my precious daughter Ingrid was born. That December, I took my 2.5-month-old baby on a plane and we spent Christmas with my family in Minnesota again. There was finally a baby to fill the Christmas jammies. The Christmases since have been mixed with complicated feelings. Sometimes dealing with infertility treatments or anxious anticipation, but always with the joy of having a child to spoil. I can barely believe that this year I have another baby who gets to wear the Christmas jammies, and that after 6 years of struggling, I am finally the mother to children, plural. I know that not everyone on this journey gets a happy ending, but as long as you keep trying, there is always hope. I am so grateful that my past self never gave up, even when it felt hopeless. If she hadn't persisted, then I wouldn't be where I am today, about to have the happiest Christmas of my life. If Christmas is hard for you this year, my wish is that my story helps give you the hope that you need. You are not alone. Thank you so much for watching.